Captain Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
We did our job over here, y'all. We did our job. We did our job, y'all. We doing an amazing job over here at Captain Rick Rock TV. All the people that tune in every day, all the people that support the channel, all the people that share the video. We doing our thing over here. They done messed up, y'all. They done messed up. Now, I don't understand why the lawyer might have this audio. They might have it. They might not. But they gonna come across it because now TMZ has stumbled across some content that we did reactions to over here, that we didn't shine the light on. We didn't got probably over 1 million views because of y'all sharing this content. And it really ain't about it is about the views. It is. I'm not going to say that because without the views, people wouldn't have seen it and came across my content. Now, this is what we going to do, man. I'm going to show y'all how serious it didn't got. This is TMZ right here. TMZ just stumbled across this audio that's very important, and I want y'all to see the audio. Y'all remember on the boat when they was yelling out Nolan's name? Now, this is supposed to have been after the boat that left. After they done said they left Nolan with the girl. Y'all remember the video. The video is on the page. When they said, last time we seen Nolan, he was with the girl. We left, and then we discovered we had problems with the boat. All right. Now, okay. TMZ done stumbled across this video, y'all. Check this out. Let's get over here and check it out.
Okay.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you? All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir?
No, we do not need that.
All right.
No, we do not need that.
All right, now this same video is on my page. I'm going to put it at the end of this video, the 911 call. Now, this is TMZ, y'all. This is the real deal. This is TMZ page. It say Nolan Wells' friends sound like they thought he was dead during their frantic call for help as their boat was sinking off Horn Island, at least according to some people's interpretation of background audio from the emergency call. No, it ain't some people, because if that's the emergency call, they have the audio. They have the audio. So why the sheriff's department didn't have this audio? The FBI is involved now. I'm pretty sure that's why this audio came out. See, they're in trouble now. They're in trouble. They gonna have to prove what was that about. Is he dead? They thought he was dead. Oh, he is. Rest in peace to Nolan. But now we're going to get back over here to my guy, Willie D, man. And I'm surprised about this video right here because I thought this guy that I'm about to show y'all was just a comedian on Instagram. One of my favorite comedians. When I was doing comedy skits, he posted one of my skits back in the days. And him and Willie D linked up. And this is funeral director destroys Nolan Wells medical examiner. Let's get over here and check this out. Let's go, y'all.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? The mysterious death of Nolan Wells continues to generate intense public scrutiny. In recent weeks, questions have shifted from the circumstances surrounding his death to the handling of the body. Joining me today is comedian, funeral director, and mortuary expert, Shula King.
This is my guy right here, y'all. Now, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. He's a mortician. He going to explain to y'all the body, the organs that was missing, the throat that was missing, the lungs that was missing. And in his expertise, what have he experienced doing the same job as the medical examiner that had Nolan Wells' body, the first one? Check it out.
What's good?
Hey, Is.
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm all right. I can't call it. I might stall it.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Bro, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just here to make some clarifications, bro. I'm glad you hit me up, man.
Absolutely, man. And you got a unique perspective here, man. You bring a very unique perspective to the table.
Yeah.
As a licensed funeral director, what was your first reaction when you heard about how the body was handled?
All I heard was that the first thing I heard that when they received the body for the second autopsy in DC, that the body was face down. I don't know if there's any truth to that or anything like that, but that's a disturbing thing to hear. I don't know if that was done purposely, you know, if he was flown to DC or whatever the case may be. Things can happen, you know, en route. So we don't know, but that was kind of that was strange. But when it was understood that the people who are, or the medical examiner that was receiving the body of Nolan Wells for the second examination, when they were saying that they did not have all of his body parts, that was like, okay, that raised the eyebrow to me, because never in my professional history, you know, as a mortician, have I ever received a body post autopsy and they didn't have, you know, all the body parts. The proceedings, what the protocol is this: if a person in the state, usually most states, the rule is if you pass away from a gunshot wound or a car accident, you automatically have to get an autopsy.
All right. So he said, I've never seen this before. And we all knew why the body parts was missing. For the cover up. This whole state need to be investigated, man. It's no way around it. I don't understand how they getting away. Well, I understand. I know exactly how they getting away with it, especially at the time right now with the Make America Great Again people. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Not to, you know, pinpoint nobody, but it's clear what's going on. This was supposed to be swept under the rug. Another Igga gone. Nobody cares. Yeah, y'all do it to each other all day anyway, so nobody care. We're gonna sell these organs. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell these body parts. Yeah, young, athletic. Oh, we get good top dollar for this. Sweep this under the rug, business as usual. Go on about our money-making system that we have. Okay, let's get back to it.
What if the family don't want one?
Well, the family, then the family does have the say so to say, you know, we don't want one, or whatever the case may be, and they can kind of veto it. They can kind of, you know, they I have seen certain circumstances like that, but under most circumstances, it's like because of, you know, like let's say if a person passes away from a car accident, or they've been in a car accident and the person ends up deceased. For insurance purposes, you start thinking about these big insurance companies. The companies want to know, did this person actually pass away from this car accident, or did something happen? They could have passed away from a heart attack that could have taken their lives, and that could have caused the car accident. You never know if they don't do an autopsy. They say, okay, it was a car accident, but there's a bullet hole in the driver door. So this person could have been shot, and them being shot led to the car accident. You see what I'm saying? Or if they committed suicide and then the car plowed through the light. Like, it's so many different, you know what I mean? Like, you see so many different things as to why under certain circumstances a autopsy is mandatory behind certain types of death, because they need to know this for legal purposes, for insurance purposes, and things like that. You know what I mean? It may look like a car accident victim when in actuality they're a murder victim.
The same thing in Nolan Wells situation. The same thing here. This may look like it was this. They trying to paint it a picture as if he was intoxicated or he just walked into this lake, river, whatever it is, and we didn't find him till 2 days later. This could be a straight accident, when in fact, everything that we looking at, everything that we hearing saying something different. Possibly could be a homicide case. Need to be investigated. They did a bad job on not investigating this in the beginning. Nobody in my, as of right now, I don't know. I haven't heard anybody getting investigated by the sheriff's department yet. We seeing all these so-called friends of Nolan Wells doing more YouTube commentary, YouTube shows. I don't know if they getting paid for these or what. They got to be getting paid for them. Why the sheriff's department haven't did any question? This stuff's supposed to have been investigated. That was the whole reason why they got a second examiner, so they could determine what was the cause of death. But by these people taking the body part, it's hard for the second examiner to do his job. So yeah, we kind of had an idea of what was going on. A lot of us already know what happened. It don't take a rocket science to figure out what happened here. We just got to get the proof and the facts. That's why it's important to share the videos. Because once the pressure come down, look, TMZ covered it now. Once the pressure come down, I'm even starting to see a few LA content creators. I was on their ass. I was on them. They still worrying about what's going on in these LA streets. Man, F what's going on in these LA streets right now. Because that ain't about nothing. I'm going to talk about that on another video. I'm not going to do a reaction. I'm going to talk about that a little later, of how I feel about these cats in these LA streets. Still talking about BS, man. We got something way more important on our hands. Let's get back to this.
You know what I mean? Somebody, they need to be looking for a suspect. See, people don't think about things like this. And then if somebody is to be, like if something happens, somebody gets shot, they need to know, it may be more than one bullet. You know what I mean? It's like you got one bullet in a lung and another bullet in the heart. So it's like, all right, do we need to be looking for two different suspects, or, was it self-inflicted? They have to look for certain things. But nonetheless, after all of that is done, after all of the examination is done by the medical examiner, all of the body parts are placed in a biohazard bag and sent to the funeral home, or sent to the next medical examiner for a second autopsy or second examination. And I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody. I'm just telling you what the protocol is. So it doesn't make sense to me that you would send a body to have a second autopsy done when you don't have all of the parts, because it's bound to come inconclusive when you don't have all of the, everything that you need to examine.
Okay,
Even if you're saying, okay, well, we had to do further examination, for what I've always seen is when you have to do further, okay, we did one and we have to do further examination. Okay, well, then we have to wait until the examination is 100% complete.
Exactly. Now, I know a lot of y'all get bored fast when y'all watch these videos. Y'all be wanting to see action. Y'all be wanting to see the drama. But this video right here is explaining the procedures from a mortician. He's a mortician. So this give y'all a better understanding on how it goes when the bodies go to the examiner and what they supposed to do, their job. A lot of y'all don't really know what's going on. A lot of y'all get bored with these type of conversations. Y'all be wanting to see footage of the actual scene where the stuff happened at, people that was there. That's fine. We're going to get to that. But y'all need to understand the breakdown on where they failed at, so y'all can get an understanding of how corrupt they are. The people who doing their job, who's supposed to do their job. Let's get back to it.
Then you send him off. That's what I've always seen. I'm not saying what's right, what's wrong. I'm saying this is the standard procedure of what I've always seen.
So you're saying essentially here that it is highly unusual for an independent examiner to receive a body without all of its tissues and organs.
Yeah, that's unusual. I mean, under certain circumstances, it can happen, but very rarely, very extremely rarely do you see that, because it's like, how are you going to come up with how can you can't, like, it's too many holes. Like, how am I going to, of course the autopsy is going to come up inconclusive because we don't have everything.
Hello. Y'all see what I'm saying? Do y'all see what I'm saying? This is why the second examiner couldn't do his job, because he didn't have everything to do his job. If I send your car to a car shop to get fixed on, I know this is different. We talk different language here. To get fixed on, and you say, man, how are we going to fix this car? It don't have the motor up in here. We can't even test drive the car. Why you send us a car with no motor in it? We can't test drive this. You got to go get the motor and bring the motor back so we can see what the problem wrong with your car. Same thing, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so in your opinion, when you have missing organs, it greatly affects the second opinion.
Absolutely. And I would go as far as to say this, though, that because the liability of everything is so high, there's a strong chance. Well, I would hope that was not done without the family's consent.
You know, I was what I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah,
I was just about to ask you. You know, should the family had been warned? Should they had been told what exactly what was going to be included in the second exam? You know, like, should they have been told that, hey, the body, we got the body, but we sending it back without the lungs and the throat?
Well, in this case, what a lot of people don't realize is that the family has a lot of say-so in that. Because
right, how did that happen? How did the body get shipped without the family having no say-so? His mother, his father, they didn't authorize that, or he just said they got say-so in it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that makes sense to me.
Just as a medical examiner, you are in physical custody of the body, but the family, the next of kin, which would be his parents, you can't really do anything with him without their permission. Like, as far as sending him somewhere, like when somebody passes away, the coroner or medical examiner or whatever, they ask you what funeral home you want to use. The family has to say, well, this is the funeral home we want to use. And then the funeral home is contacted. You know, you can't just send a body somewhere without the family's permission. You can't, like, if somebody's a company is there that they want to ask, you know, can we take organs? Can you donate? Or you can't take anything or do anything without the family's permission.
All right. That sums it up right there. That's all I needed to hear. That's all we needed to hear. That sums up everything. So if they sent that body without the man's organs, didn't get consent from his family, then why they not locked up? I'm pretty sure that's a crime. Why they not locked up? We didn't heard the audio on TMZ. Why they not getting took in for questioning at this point? Come on, man. Come on, man. Anyway, man, it's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. Y'all can go watch the rest of this video at Willie D. Let me take y'all over there to Willie D Live, man. This is Willie D's page, man. Y'all go over there and subscribe and finish watching the rest of the video on Willie D Live, man. Y'all share the video. Keep sharing it. Don't stop. When I first started doing this Nolan Wells case, I said they wasn't going to share this type of content. They wasn't going to move this type of video. Because every time I did stuff like this, the views, they don't push it. But with the help of y'all, the video's been getting pushed. You know, all the other videos I did, the street stuff, like, you know, we get to that. We're gonna still do that. We're gonna still do it. Y'all don't leave that where that's at. This is what needs to be pushed right here. Over here on Compton Rick Rock TV, man. I catch all of y'all on the next one. Subscribe to the channel, share the video. Y'all get in them comment section. Get that comment community going as well. I'll catch all of y'all on the next one.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.